Hello everyone, welcome back to another video today. Today's video is going to be what if Izuku Midoriya had asgores powers, part 1. So yeah, but before I get into the main story, I had to get into the first parts of this before. The day before work started to rise, Japan had a king and queen of two families of a forced marriage. They became king and queen of Japan. So throughout the timelines of their lives, it was always a forced marriage, where the king took over, the king took over, until Inko, where it's usually the boy who takes the throne. Inko's parents could not bear a child, but out of some miracle, Inko was born. So they had her. And yeah. So they tried to put up a forced marriage, but since Inko was their only child, they could not bear that. So they went against all family traditions. And yeah. So yeah, Izuku. Then after a few years, Izuku was born. The family noticed that he looked more like a goat than any of them, but he had black hair with green highlights. Well, his hair was mostly green. So yeah, but he did have his father's eyes, but basically Inko and Sashi had their child. So yeah, after this, Inko decided to keep it a secret that they had a child, because knowing the top 10 heroes, either them or their children, either them or the ones of their children they would have a forced marriage upon their children or them. So at that moment, NG Todoroki found out about this. He decided to have children. Well, he had the children, but after he found out about the thing, somehow he found out, he decided to have one more child, Shoto, or, oh fuck, oh god, damn, ugh. Jesus, fuck. Sorry guys for my language. I just saw a dead fucking crow. Oh Jesus, Lord of Christ, why me? Oh, it's still recording, okay. Jesus, fuck. Okay, back to the fucking story. Oh shit. So Enji Todoroki had another daughter, Shoto. So yeah, Enji wanted her to be the number one hero and be the queen of Japan, because then the Todorokis would have reign over the control. Her abusive father kept on training her like a soldier. As Enji Todoroki made up lies, saying how the Midoriyas would force her to be married, saying the prince will have control over her life, to try to break her, but it's only made her hate the Midoriyas more. In Shoto's mind, Toda's mind, in female Todoroki's mind, anything her Shota. In Shoto's mind, she saw the Midoriyas as an evil pairing. People who would kill people. Villains, as she put it. Then it was the day when Midoriyas said they have a son. Because they were getting tired of people asking on if they can have their children court the prince or princess. So they finally just admitted they have a son. Inko did not like this, but she had to, because her grandparents literally are forcing her to do this. So yeah. Now back to Izuku. So when that happened, Izuku. So a lot of the hero's daughters were showing up as in a way of courting the prince. As Sasashi and Inko as Sasashi and Inko brought the prince, everyone saw him as a cute and adorable being. So yeah, Izuku had a golden flower. Now, this flower no one has ever seen because of how rare it is. The flower looked like its petals were literally made of gold. So yeah. As Inka stated that as tradition, then a sexist hero said that we don't have to hear from you, Queen. The king is most responsible. Now, Sashi in this is kind of hardly has any spine, but Inko loves him that way, because he knows that she's in control. So yeah, as Sashi just says, I'm sorry, but actually my wife is in control. I'm not. As the hero is told to sit outside the palace walls and have the wife continue on with this or leave. So the hero just apologizes and does so. So yeah. Then it's just a party. Well, that's what basically the courting is. So yeah. Basically it's just a party so that everyone can get to know everyone. So yeah. So Inko told Izuku to go out there and try to make some friends. Since he's usually in the palace walls, he does not go outside much. So yeah. Izuku says, okay. As he does so, he bumps into Shoto Todoroki. Now Shoto just says hello in the most monotone way. As Izuku just says hello, a little embarrassed because he bumped into her. So Izuku is still holding the golden flower that it's in the pot. And yeah, a lot of the girls are trying to pick the golden flower, thinking it's one of the ways to become the queen. But the girls who had more sense and had read about the traditions of the Midoriya family, like Shoto, unlike Enji, weren't not trying to pick out the flower, but were trying to stop all the girls from doing it. Because one of their family traditions is that the prince or princess will give the golden flower in the pot to whoever he or she likes. If anyone were to pick the golden flower, they would be banned from any more gatherings, unless they have children for the next courting. So yeah. Now Inko just told everyone to stop trying to pick out the flower. So listening to the queen, they all do. There's a lot of them. And Bakugo was there because Bakugo and Izuku were friends. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Izuku is 5 at this time. So yeah. And Bakugo is protecting him from any of the girls who are trying to pick at the flower. Because the Midoriyas and Bakugos are literally our best friends, our family friends. So yeah, ever since the starting of the whole thing. So yeah. So then the courting games start. When Izuku was being taught on how it works, ever since he learned to walk and talk. So yeah. Although he would mainly hang out near the gardens, where he started planting the golden flowers. So yeah. Izuku then So Izuku grabbed several pots of the flowers as he took paper cutouts of words that read real or fake, and Izuku put up fake and real flowers into soil and put them in pots. Now the fakes looked like the real ones. So yeah. So the girls who had no interest in him and who parents are just not wanting to put their daughters through this after a change of mind, they don't start as the rest do, wanting to become the queen. As well as Shoto just wanting to get over with this. So yeah. So Ingo says, ready? 1, 2, 3, start. As they all went for the flowers. So then there was only 10 who got the real flower. Shoto in the top and being first to pick out the real one. Oh yeah, the flowers, the fake and the real flowers look identical to a point where there's no resemblance of being fakes. The flower petals feel like the real ones, so yeah. Oh yeah, the flower petals are actually made of real gold as well. So yeah. So yeah, Izuku just smiles as they go through the whole courting. They keep on going through the whole courting with Izuku until there's only 2 left. Now Shota has made it this far and is getting more competitive. Knowing that there's only 1 more left, now she's just getting more competitive, wanting to win this. So yeah. So Shota is it's basically guessing Izuku's quirk because the Midoriyas have it in the bag because they know what Izuku's quirk is. Why for everyone they just think it's some type of goat quirk. So yeah. And Shoto has been reading up on the royal family's quirks. She noticed that in the 4 generations, they've been picking their quirk by a place. And seeing how Izuku only been in the palace, she thinks she has a good idea what his quirk is called. Well, but first they have to identify what Izuku can do with his quirk, and what type of element it's based off of. See, and Shoto has been reading about that part 2. A lot of the family has been known for having tridents, and they've been able to pull out of nowhere. So yeah, knowing that the father can make stuff out of fire, and she puts a fire quirk and a construct quirk or manipulation. And so yeah, if you guys are wondering on if Inko has a different quirk, yes, she does. So yeah, so as the other contestant who is the 2nd richest person in Japan. Yelled, he has the abilities of a goat. As Shoto just said, he has fire powers, but a goat mutation quirk. As Inko grabbed a name, as the other girl just smirked, she just says, Shoto Todoroki got 1 point for being correct. The last part of the courting gives you around 50 points. So whoever gets this wrong or correct has to leave. Well, you can stay for the party, but if you want, you can just leave. So yeah. So Izuku is standing in front of the 2 girls as they're thinking of what his quirk could be named. Shoto just says Mountain King. As the other girl just says Fire Goat. Inka just laughs at the name of the girl, laughs at what the girl thought the quirk name was, before saying that Shoto Todoroki was correct. So yeah, and then Izuku walks over to Shoto and gives her the golden flower in the pot. and just hugs her. Now all the parents are actually blushing at this because of how cute it is. Well, only Shoto is blushing. The rest are just cooing how cute it is. Seeing this on how and Shoto, it looks really happy. And she just has regrets on bringing her in this world just for this. But then that's overwashed by the thoughts of making her the number one hero. He will let her love life be at bay, but will keep her in control over making her the number one hero. So yeah. So basically, yeah, that's it. So that's it for recording, and now it's just the party. So Izuku just shows everyone what he can do with his fire. As he says that the doctor who came here just said it's some type of fire manipulation. But he prefers to call it fire magic. So yeah. Then he does a little fireball attack in the sky where it's just an oven mitt emitting little fireballs. So yeah. Shoto looks at Izuku's head as she sees little nubs. And she figures out that those are his horns. So yeah. So after the whole thing, Shoto and Izuku are just at the balcony. And whoever just remind you guys, Shoto Todoroki is a girl in this version. So yeah, female Todoroki. I'm just gonna pronounce her as Todoroki for now, because it's kind of hard to say Shoto Todoroki all the time. So yeah. So yeah. Now before she has to go, female Todoroki just gives Izuku a kiss on the cheek. And Izuku blushes as Shoto walks away with a flower. Now, at first, she thought she has to give the flower back to Izuku, but Izuku said that she gets to keep it. So yeah. So a few nights later, a fire broke out of the palace, where some of the servants were able to wake up Izuku, as a lot of them were evacuating the palace. Izuku was out as he was looking, and Izuku was still in his little bunny pajamas, little bunny onesie with bunny ears. As he looked around for his parents, as he was about to run in, a blast of fire came out, knocking all of them back. As by the day, fire department were able to put out the fire. Izuku just cried because of his parents' death. After hearing this, Enji thought that the Prince Izuku would lose his rule over throne, and thought that all the work he put into this was useless. As as he yelled at Shoto to as Enji yelled at Shota as he grabbed the flower pot and literally drove the car to the palace. Enji walked over to Izuku and said that he was sorry for what's about to happen to him. Izuku asked him, "What do you mean?" As Enji gives him the flower pot, saying that Shoto does not love him anymore. She never loved him. Izuku just looked at the flower pot with depression in his eyes. The head of the guards were saddened that the two beloved rulers of Japan had passed away. Everyone was sad. Now, we time skip to Izuku getting out of the inside classes of the palace. The newly built, the rebuilt palace. The palace was rebuilt after the tragic fire of the palace, and that's what it's called, the fire of the palace. Izuku just gardens in the throne room at the top of the palace. He has a garden where vines grow over the gold-like bricks. The bricks were made of fool's gold, but Izuku decided to keep those instead of real gold. As he walked through the doors, he went over to the tombstones where it lied his father and mother. Both have grown two different types of flowers two types of golden flowers. A green one and a black one of their hair colors. Izuku just sighed as he walked over to his throne and sat there. There on the throne was growing some type of a crossbred of a white and red rose. A white flower and a rose. Izuku just always looks at that rose, remembering Shota. Izuku cries as he misses her. Izuku wanted one thing to do, to become a hero. But he can't, because he thinks that he cannot protect anyone. So, that day, Izuku just walks outside of the castle walls, saying he's just going for a little walk around the city. He wanted no one to follow him. The guards understood. He does this every now and then. As he was walking, he planted some seeds of flowers. while wearing while wearing a a parka with green fur, with green non-animal fur. Izuku felt nice when he wore that. It was the last gift from his mother, and it was kind of like over his size. And it's kind of like over his size, like basically it was too big for him when he was little. But it grew into him. So Izuku is walking around the city, and no one can really see his face under the hood of the parka. If you guys are wondering why did Inko give Izuku a parka, it was mainly because it's really snowy where he comes from. He would usually wear a parka or a some red robes or cloak, so no one can know who he was. That day, when Izuku was walking, he was surprised by the heroes that he saw. He only saw them on television, but now he gets to see them here, right now. Izuku just smiles. Also, guys, what would you guys ever think? What would you guys ever think of if there were heroes in our lives? Like real superheroes, like in My Hero Academia? Leave down in the comments below. But anyways, Izuku just walked and walked. Not really having a care in the world, as he accidentally ran into a villain. Now this villain grabbed him as the villain asked for all his money. The heroes were not around as they were about to jump in to defend this kid, or whoever it was. They saw a burst of green flames. Coming from the palms of the kid's hand. The heroes outraged that someone would dare to use their quirk in front of heroes. They walked over to him and grabbed Izuku by the wrist, and they started to yell at him as he started to cry. And then the heroes pulled the hood of the parka down to see who he was, and to their shock, they saw that it was the Prince of Japan. A lot of people gasped as they saw that the Prince of Japan was just yelled at by some heroes for using his quirk to defend himself. Now these heroes were basically Mount Lady, and these guys were Mount Lady, Kami Woods, and Death Arms, the heroes from the first part of the anime. So it's that part of the city where he's in. They just say they're sorry. They did not know who he was. As Izuku just says, well, you shouldn't have done that. That was just still defense. I'd like to see what you guys would do. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm still spooked up from seeing a dead crow. So yeah. So Izuku then scolded them, saying that he can have their hero licenses taken away. As cops were about to put handcuffs on them, Izuku then just says, "But I won't." The cops backed away for a little bit as he says, "We need heroes, but not heroes like these. I want you guys to be better than this." As then they just say, "Of course, my prince. We're sorry. We all be sorry for what we did." What's that? Hmm. Oh, I don't have to see the dead crow again. Ooh. So, while Izuku said he will not have their hero license taken away, but their pay will be decreased by 10%. They bowed to Izuku as they said, "Understood, my prince."